Okay, in this video I'm going to show you some of the more advanced properties that you have access to when you're creating tweens. So what I have here is a tween of this car, and if I press play you can see it, the car just moves from right to left. And you can see it's a tween because it is blue. So the way you access these advanced properties is by double clicking on this blue area, and it will open what essentially looks like a motion editor. So currently we are looking at the X location, and it's got a graph that shows us that it moves from 500 to 0. That's just based on its position on the stage. If I look at the Y, you'll notice that nothing happens because its Y position does not change throughout this animation. If I move the car up at some point, then you'll notice that the Y graph has changed. So if you are moving it both in the X and the Y, then you would have that option as well. Just to show you the easing, if you go to this option at the bottom, you can add easing quite nicely. If you click on this menu, you can pick what type of easing. So there's a whole lot of options. So you would have to work out which one works best for you. Generally, the simple one is quite nice to use. But if you're, for example, working with a ball, then you might want a bouncing easing, which means it would ease out at the top of the motion and ease back in so that it sort of hangs in the mid-air. So there's a lot of options here, and you just essentially need to play through that. You can also change the amount, which will then obviously change the shape of the graph. And that is all I have to say for motion editing. To close this again, you can just double click, and then you've already added your properties.